All right, you know what it is. This one here, I'm gonna tell you about how I used to escape the snow. Cause I hated the snow back in the day. So whenever they said snow, like how we got a little snow out right now, this is how I used to escape the snow back in the day when I was getting money and I could afford to do it. You know what I mean?
Keep it going, 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 keep it going. Mecca what? Mecca audio, Mecca what? Mecca audio, Mecca what? Mecca audio, Mecca what? Mecca audio. I like the way it's going down. Keep it going, 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 keep it going. Mecca what? Mecca audio, Mecca what? Mecca audio, Mecca what? Mecca audio, Mecca what? Mecca audio. I like the way it's going down. Keep it going.
All right, you know what it is. Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm here. I'm going to tell you how I used to escape the snow, man. I hope y'all like the introduction. I'm going back to that. Big shout out to DP201 did that. All right? Now, so as soon as I used to hear that snow was coming, you know what I mean? Because I hated the snow. No, me, I was Jamaican, so I like the cold and them things there. When the snow come up and then the slush and all that, when it I clean up the day after and the ice everywhere and y'all walk and your foot are hurt and them things there. You don't like that. You know what I mean? So whenever they said snow was in the forecast, moms knew I was coming. So I jump on the last Pan Am flight, like about 9:50 to Miami. And when I get down to Miami, Mom Dukes picked me up at the airport. We ain't had Uber and all that, and I didn't trust them yellow cabs. You know what I mean? Now, this one particular time, I called my homies from Virginia. Big shout out to Virginia. Big shout out to Virginia. All right, calm down. Relax. Big shout out to Virginia. I called my homies down in Virginia and I let them know that, yo, I'm getting ready to go down to Miami. If y'all want to come down, meet me down at Miami, I'll pick you up at the airport. You know what I mean? So they came and, they flew down, they met me at the airport. I pick them up, I take them to the crib. Let me describe the crib to you, so you understand. I had a nice little ranch joint, had 2 wings on it, 2-car garage, had the workout room, the swimming pool, the sauna, and I got like 4 cars down there. So at this time, I had the green and white twin turbo Z. I got to show you all these pictures, but I just be rushing these videos because I don't be wanting to take the time to edit it. Because y'all act like y'all don't understand the Cash App etiquette. And that shit take time just like making these videos take time. The Cash App is on the screen. I don't care if it's $1. Show some love, we improve the process. Now, we sitting there. I got the green and white twin turbo down there. I got the midnight blue with the tinted windows, 3 1/4 with the BBS rims on it. Of course, the twin turbo got BBS too. It was green and white with green and white interior with green and white BBS rims with the chrome lip. The BMW was a little 325 4-door. It had the tinted windows all the way around. The front window was tinted down about 6 inches, which was legal down in Florida. And I had the blue BBSs with the, the polished nickel plated lip on that one. And then I had the BMW black with the black and gray interior with the all chrome BBS rims. Everything BBS is. The rims alone about 50 grand for the 3 cars. So you know what we dealing with. None of this is the brag. Just letting you know that's how we live in laws. We getting that drug money. But that's why at the end of the day, I'm telling you it wasn't worth it. Because all I had was these memories when I sat in the prison for 26 years doing life plus 20, where they expected me to never walk out their prison alive. But, I beat them and I'm here. Big shout out to beating them. Big shout out to beating them. You know what I mean? Big shout out to beating them. All right, here we go. All right, let me finish riding. So now, all the homies come down there. I ain't going to say no names, you know what I mean? But, the homies come down there. So I got like 4 or 5 homies come down there. So I'm driving in the car with one of the homies. I'm in the green and white twin turbo. I got another homie with another homie driving in the blue and white, the blue BMW. And I got another homie with another homie driving in the 3 1/4, and that was a convertible. You know what I mean? The old drop top. The twin turbo had the T roof. You know what I mean? And I definitely had the blue BMW. But a matter of fact, I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm just tapping back into my old memory. It wasn't the green and white twin turbo I drove that night. I left that park. I took the black Saab, you know what I mean, with the Palomino interior, you know, with the all chrome BBSs. That's what we had. We had two convertibles and then the hardtop. So I'm driving in the hardtop. I got them enjoying the Florida weather with the top off. It's snowing in New York. It's nasty, you know what I mean? But it's 80 degrees down in Miami. So we down in Miami and we chilling. So we drive down. Y'all from Miami, y'all know where I'm talking about. Because I like hitting the spot so y'all know there ain't no faking, ain't no capping. So the trolls ain't got no room for no bull crap. You know what I mean? So now, I go down, cause at the time I lived over there, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna tell you exactly where I live. I live off of 95. So I take 7th Avenue straight down to 15th Ave, you know what I mean? And 62nd. Y'all know 15th Ave and 62nd back in the day. Big shout out to Convertible Burt, because he used to be out there too. You know what I mean? Mike Tyson used to come out there and see him. Big shout out to Mike Tyson. But now, we go down there, and I drive down 7th Avenue. I go down there towards 62nd and 15th Avenue. When I go down by this joint, man, it's so crazy, and this block was so hot. You know what I mean? While I'm driving down the block, I see a roadblock. It's a police roadblock out there, and they pulling over all the cars. So now I'm driving. I'm in the first car. You know, I'm in the hardtop blue BMW. I got the homies behind me in the two black convertibles, the 900 Turbo Saab convertible, and then we had the BMW 3 1/4 convertible, and I'm in the hardtop. You know, 92. This was like 92. The 92 midnight blue. Under the light, it changed to purple and other different colors because I had a little flip-flop in it. They call it the flip-flop paint. Big shout out to flip-flop. I don't want to overdo the applause or nothing, so y'all don't applaud right now. Just sit back and let me do what I do. So now, I'm driving down the street in the blue joint, tinted out. Everything is tinted. You know what I mean? Both BMWs tinted. The 3 1/4, I'm in hardtop tinted. And we driving down and we see this roadblock. So when I realized it was a roadblock, I bust a little right. So when I bust the right, you know what I mean? They bust the right behind me. But it was like 2 blocks from the roadblock. So the police see these 3 cars, you know, worth over $150,000 in a roadblock on 15th Ave and 62nd. Now, if y'all from Miami, you know what that looked like when these 3 cars come down 15th Ave. It's a car show. That's how we used to do it on 8th Avenue, so I wanted to recreate, you know what I mean, 8th Avenue in Miami. So we pull off to the right. I make the right, then my man pulled behind me in the convertible BMW, and then the Saab is behind that, and I'm in the front with the 3 1/4. So when I bust the right, pay attention. So when I bust the right, you know what I mean, the police, they see these 3, you know, cars worth about $150,000 easy, and they abandon the roadblock and they get to chasing us. I mean, come on. Now we got the sirens behind us, we running. I mean, the police is everywhere. So I'm busting a couple of corners, dot. I got my mans and them keeping up with me, but I know where I'm going. They don't know where they're going. So I go up, I bust a right up there like by 65th. I'm going down back towards 7th Avenue. And instead of going to 7th, I bust a right and then I go back towards 62nd to go back towards the roadblock because they abandoned the roadblock. So the first thing you do is you go to where they was at because they expect you to go away from where they was at. So I bust the right, and I had these kill switches in the joint. So you see how, you know, intricate we was. I had these kill switches in the BMW and the other joints, but they didn't know how to work them because they just came down. I didn't even get a chance to explain it to them. When I explained it to them, they didn't really comprehend it. I didn't take time to make sure they understood it because the last thing on our mind is that we was going to get chased. But I'm really just showing them the, you know, the amenities in the car, you know. But when I busted right down the street, I hit this switch and all the lights went off on and in the car. So now I got no brake lights, no headlights, no interior lights, no dashboard lights. Everything is pitch black and I'm driving down a dark ass street down there in Miami Beach. You know what I mean? Down there by 15th Avenue. So I'm driving and now I don't have to stop because when I touch the brake, the light is not going to come on. So I don't have to worry about the police see me. So I look behind, I see the police zoom by me and I see my man zoom by, then the police zoom by. You know what I mean? I said, damn, they on their tail. You know what I mean? But at this time, we don't have cell phones and all that. You understand what I'm saying? We had a G.I. Joe joint you throw over your back, and we had, you know, I had the little Nokia and all that. And my man, he came down with his Nokia, but back then they had something called Roam. If y'all from the old school, y'all know what Roam is. Roam is when you go out the state outside of your carrier, You know what I mean? Your cell phone thing, it roams to find a tower. They charge more money for that. We didn't care about the money, but with the roam, you had to wait till they find the tower. Sometimes it take a couple of hours, sometimes it take a couple of days. So I couldn't call them to navigate to them where to go. But I bust the right, I get away. So when I get away, they chasing them, you know? So I go back towards 15th Avenue, and when I go back towards 15th Avenue, it's like, y'all know where I'm talking about. This is 62nd, and the streets are getting smaller, so it had to be about 61st Street. You know what I mean? Maybe about 61st and maybe 14th Ave. So I bust the right, and it's a dead end, like a little curved sack with rocks and gravel on the block. So I bust the right, and when I bust the right, you know, curved sack is like a one-way. You know what I mean, John? You go in and you're supposed to come out, but I didn't know that, you know, it was a curved sack. So I bust the right, and I realize I'm stuck. So I start backing up. I see the police coming, so I back up in this driveway. You know what I mean? So when I back up in the driveway, I see the police go by the block. Then they backed up by the block. When they backed up by the block, they looking down because they just seen a car moving. But mind you, all the lights is out. So of course that's suspicious to the police. They ain't stupid. You know what I mean? So here they come with the joint. Here they come. All right, calm down. Here go the sirens. Here they come with the joint now. So now they driving down the block real slow, and I hear the gravel coming, and I'm in the front seat, and I'm hiding in the joint. You know what I mean? Now, when they come down, I know it's a one-way now because I'm stuck over there. I got to give y'all a Goon Bay joint after this, being that I'm in Miami. I'm going to take you to Miami this week. You know what I mean? Show you how my Miami living was. I see the police coming down the block. So when I see him coming down the block, I crawl out the front seat, and my man, you know, I'm driving in the passenger seat. He gets out too. So I tell him, yo, follow me. So I cut through the yard over there by, what was that? I said 61st to 62nd. They're like 62nd to 63rd. Y'all know where I'm at, y'all in Miami. Because you know ain't no faking over here at Unique Mecca Audio. So when the police come down, I hear they walkie-talkies, so I know they near when I'm hiding down under the dashboard. You know? So I said, man, screw that. You're too close. So we jump out and we run through the projects going over towards 7th Avenue. So when we run over there, I see some dudes over there. They all hustling. So I tell them, yo, I got $200. I need y'all to just take me up the street to 441. You know what I mean? And dude said, you got $200 right now? I said, yeah, here go $200. And he's like, man, I hear them police, man. Y'all must have been them boys they was chasing. I don't know if I want to mess with it. So I said, man, I got 500. You understand what I'm saying? So, dude, if I said for 500, man, I'm down. So he jumps in the joint and he takes me in his car. We get in a little Toyota, and then we driving. And when we going up towards 7th, I see my man pulled over. You know what I mean? I see they had a blue. It wasn't my man. It was a blue. I knew the dude, but he wasn't with us. You know? They had an old school blue BMW. It wasn't the same shade of blue. It was a blue BMW 3 and 5 pulled over, and they had the dudes out. You know what I mean? With their hands on the roof of the car and all that. You know what I mean? So don't mind me with the nah mean, because I'm in my zone right now. You know? So now I see that. So I drive by them real slow and I look and I said, damn. You know what I mean? But we in a Toyota. They looking for a blue BMW because the police called them. They were chasing a blue BMW 3 1/4. But it's an old blue BMW 3 1/4. I got the brand new 1993 2 1/4 because it's 92. And if y'all know, because I know the trolls like to complain, when you get money and you buying cars, you already know the new year for the next year comes out in September because the new physical year starts in September. You know what I mean? So I had the 1993 joint in 1992. You know what I mean? This is like winter 1993. My bad. I had the 1993 and 1992. This is the winter 1992. You know what I mean? So I go down there to duck the little snowstorm that was coming. So I shoots by them and I go uptown. So when I go uptown, I get a call a couple of hours later that, you know, from the homies, they in the Miami Beach City Jail. You know, they got bagged. You understand what I'm saying? So now they got bagged. I'm at the crib, and I left my joint in somebody's driveway. I can't go back to get it because the police rode down the block. They done saw the blue BMW in the driveway. So they already know that's the joint. When they ring the doorbell, the people gonna come out and say it ain't they damn car in the driveway. So you already know what that is. Well, you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So what I do is, you know, and it's past the statute of limitations, so you hot niggas talk my nigga telling and all that, just shut up and sit back and then ride the ride. Just shut up. All right? Now, look. So now, they go, and I went back to the crib, and called the person that the car was named registered under and told him, yo, report that joint stolen. You understand what I'm saying? So they reported the joint stolen, and I had a couple of days to get the homies out. You know, like I said, they just found the car. So I'm thinking they're going to call me in an hour and say they found the car. It took them 2 days to give me the car back. So in the meantime, the homies calling me. They waiting to see the judge to get bail. So I go and pick the car up. And when I picked the car up, I had a Philly blunt box. Remember the Philly blunt box came with 5 Phillies in a box? I had a little Philly blunt box in the car. And the Philly blunt box, I had 5 blunts rolled up. I smoked 2 and had 3 more already rolled up with the weed in it. But I'm in Miami, so they don't even know what that is. Because, you know, back then, y'all already know, so you know that ain't no capping for Miami. Big shout out to Miami again. Big shout out to Miami again. Big shout out. Big shout out. And we definitely got to give some gunshots for Miami. You know what I mean? Gunshots. Now, you know, they were smoking Swisher Sweets down there. So you already know back in the day, Miami smoked Swisher Sweets, New York smoked Philly blunts. So we had the big box, they were like this wide, you know what I mean? And then like this long, some big ass blunts. They still sell them. I found them a couple of spots. I buy a whole bunch of them because I like to have them. But, you know, Swisher Sweets came in the little slim boxes, you know what I mean? Like some slim cigars. So the police didn't know what the big Philly joints was. So when they took the car and they gave the car back and I got in the car, the Philly blunt was still there with the joint. So you know what I did? I'm in the police, police station repo lot. So I sparked the joint up right in the joint to let them know F them. You know what I mean? So I'm smoking the joint on the police property saying these dumb mothers. You know what I mean? But that's just how arrogant and cocky I was. Like I said, I don't want you youngins to think that this is about bragging, boasting. I know the story's braggadocious and the joint is glamorous and all that, but that's not what this is about, because at the end of the day, I got life plus 20 and I sat in the cage for 26 years. So if y'all want to take all this glitz and glamour I'm talking, thinking y'all want to recreate it, you know what I mean? Feel free to do that. But I'm telling you, here at Unique Mecca Audio, it ain't worth it, because I watched my child turn from 18 months to 27 years old by the time I come home, going on 28. So if you want to miss your child's life, yeah, go on and do the dumb crap that I'm telling you about. But anyway, so I'm sitting there, I'm smoking a joint. So this nice looking black chick came, was getting off duty, and she walked by and she smells the weed. You know what I mean? So she looked at me and I blew the smoke all in her face. Let her know I don't respect you, police. You know what I mean? She said, oh, man, where you from? You a bold one. You on police property smoking? I said, you know what? I ain't going to front. That uniform turn me on. You know what I mean? So, I mean, could we use those handcuffs if we was to go out on a private date? And she started laughing and said, private date? I said, yeah. I'm saying, God damn, I ain't never screwed a cop. You know what I mean? I've been screwed by the cops, but I've never screwed a cop. You know what I mean? Big shout out to screwing the police. You know what I mean? Big shout out. Big shout out. So calm down, man. We definitely got to hit the gunshots. You know what I mean? So now, she found this so amazing. I got to remind me to tell you about when I got pulled over by the Virginia police. I was over there in Chesapeake, Virginia, met me a nice old little Carmel complexion, big booty chick from down there in Chesapeake. I blew her back out. You know what I mean? But right now, we're in Miami. So let's go back to Miami. So little shorty come up and I blow the smoke all in her face. So I tell her, look, man, I'm down here visiting and all that. They stole my car the other day. I'm just down here picking it up. I'm just a joint. It ain't nothing. She said, well, I smoke. What are you smoking that in? Swiss or sweet? I said, nah, this is Philly blunt. What's that? So I explained to her what the Philly blunt is, So he said, well, could I have one? So I gave her one and I gave her my phone number. Yeah, I gave her the number. I said, y'all go ahead, the trolls hate them. Oh, you gave a cop the number. Yeah, because I don't give a crap. Because bottom line is, I'm not hustling Miami. If I choose to hustle in Miami, you know what I mean? She might be the one that I put on the payroll. So I'm making my alliances. So I give her the joint. You know what I mean? Then later on that night, you ain't even going to believe where I seen this chick at, man. You know what I mean? I go to the Rolex, and this police chick in the Rolex, and she's there, you know what I mean? With this, with the bartender and these other females that I already know is straight. So when I come in, the females know me, so they hollering at me, and you know what I mean? And she didn't know who I was, but they knew who I was, So I told her, I said, look, I got a couple of homies locked up in the city jail. They getting ready to go to court tomorrow. I'm trying to get them out. Could you push their paperwork up? Because it's been 2 days, they ain't see the judge. I got $1,000 right now. I gave her $1,000. I told her, get their paperwork so we can get them to the judge and get them out of there and get them back up to where they got to go, because we losing too much money down here. We only came for a night. And now we down here 3 days waiting on them to get out of jail. And they some of my big money makers down in Virginia. She took the little $1,000 and we hung out that night. She ain't give me no ass that night. You know what I mean? I ain't really want nothing. You know what I mean? I wasn't in the mood. I just wanted the homies out. You know what I mean? So she went in the next day. She got their paperwork pushed, and they go see the judge. So when they go see the judge, we go down there. We bail them out. Now they come out, and when they come out, see they're working at the desk, and she give me a little wink. I give her a little wink back, you know what I mean? So we leave, and they like, yo, who that? And I'm like, nigga, that's who got you to see the judge, because they were talking about you had to wait 2 weeks. If y'all was in Miami back in the 92, y'all know they took forever to see the judge down there in Miami, and they like to let a nigga just ride and sit on ice. But I got them out in 2 days. So now, that night, we go back to the Rolex, and I see, I'm tempted to say some of these females' names I'm gonna say the names for the Rolex anyway, because they ain't got nothing to do with the crime. You know what I mean? And y'all, if y'all from back in the day remember, y'all remember Cheeseburger? You know what I mean? Y'all remember, big shout out to Cheeseburger. Big shout out to E-Love. Big shout out to Diamond. Big shout out to Big Butt Nita. Big shout out to Desire. You know what I mean? Big shout out to Passion. You know what I mean? Big shout out. Big shout out. Because I really like this little red bone named Black Cat. Big shout out to Black Cat. You know what I mean? Big shout out to Black Cat. You know what I mean? Black Cat was something else, man. You know what I mean? But those are some of the girls from Miami. So if y'all from back in the days, I said some names. Tell them to get in touch with me, because I'm still in touch with Desire, because Desire kept it real while I was locked up. I heard Passion got killed, died of AIDS. Not killed, but Passion died of AIDS. And, what's the other one I mentioned? She died of AIDS, and what happened to the other chick? It's another one that was on my mind. But anyway, let me get back to the story. So that night, they invited us to a little pool party up there by like 27th Avenue. They was renting a room from a white dude. It was like a four-bedroom ranch house with a swimming pool out back. And it was renting the room out back. If y'all want me to tell you about when I brought my man down there with the NXS and we went back to the house, we had a nice wild time, y'all put that in the comment. It's just some of the stories from Miami. Because, you know what I mean? It wasn't no one night. I lived down there. So whenever the weather was bad, I jumped on the plane. So it was snow in New York, and I'm down here in Miami enjoying the sun. Just got the homies out. So we go to Rolex. They have an after party over there on 27th Avenue and by like 170-something street, way up the block. You know what I mean? Past the flea market. Y'all know where I'm at, so you know I know what I'm talking about, y'all from Miami. So we go up there, and when we go up there, it's a whole bunch of other girls there, because they rented a room, but it's like 4 of them living in the room, and they paying, each person paying like $25 a week to add up to $100 for the room, and all 4 strippers sleep in the same room. So we got about 12 badasses running around in that joint. Big shout out to the badasses. Big shout out. Big shout out. All right, calm down, relax. So now you got the girls, they working in the different strip clubs over there, Coco's. Y'all remember Coco's? You know what I mean? Rolex. Y'all remember Rolex and all that. So, and different nights they off. So when you go there, we go there expecting to screw 1, and we wound up seeing 12. So you already know we was like a kid in the candy factory. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna front. Let's keep it 100. The Miami girls was about that money. All of these girls, listen, anybody, like I said, let me ride. Any female you meet down at the time, and I'm going to say any damn female, you know what I mean? I don't like saying any or all or nothing, but any female you met down at the time, as soon as you push up on them, they're going to ask you, you got $150? You got $100? You know what I mean? They not giving up their ass for nothing. You know what I mean? They was charging. You know what I mean? Those were the females I was running across. So I'm just keeping it 100. The homies know what I'm talking about down there. Everybody down there was, you know what I mean, was, bartering themselves for a couple of dollars. You know what I mean? But that was just the way of life, because it was a hustling town. Everybody came from the different islands, different ethnicities and all of that. So we up in the joint, and we see so many different choices, we don't know what to choose. All different colors and complexions and shapes and sizes and long weaves. Because that's when weaves was big. Girls was bald-headed. Hair wasn't nothing longer than a minute. You know what I mean? But they had hair way down their back. And, back then, old black nigga, that turned the nigga on. But, I wasn't with the weave. I like a girl with old bald head, so I can just grab her by the palm of her head and, you know what I mean, and just keep her where I need to keep her. You know what I mean? Keep her focused. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to grab the weave, I hate the way it felt all in my hands. You know what I mean? So I like it with the, with the little curls and, you know what I mean? And, maybe shoulder length bob. You know what I mean? I just make them take the weave out and do what they had to do. But anyway, so we had to join at the after party. And, me and all the homies is down there, 6 of us. And we got 12 girls, So, we went all in the pool. The girls skinny dipping. They trying to get us to choose them because they trying to charge a couple of dollars. But we wasn't in the tricking. That's called tricking. If you ain't trying to get with me for my gift to gab, then I don't need that ass. You know what I mean? But of course, the homies, they was different. They just came down there. They didn't care about spending a little $150, which wasn't worth nothing. You know what I mean? $150 back then was like $1.50. You know what I mean? Compared to the money we getting. You know what I mean? But my morals and principles wouldn't allow me to pay for no coochie. You understand what I'm saying? I like to know that I conned you out the panties. You know what I mean? Not I paid you out the panties. Big difference. Now, so we there, we hanging out, so we chilling out. So next thing you know, they go back up top. You know what I mean? We did our thing that night. That night I did bang the cop. You know what I mean? I did bang the cop. You know what I mean? I wouldn't let her put the handcuffs on me, but I handcuffed her to the bed, you know what I mean, in the doggy style. You know what I mean? So she couldn't get away. Cause I tell you back then, I thought that, let me see how to put it. I thought that making love was just getting them to scream and how hard you penetrate. That's where you at when you in your 20s. Y'all know what I'm talking about in your 20s. But I got a doggy style. I'm chilling. She's screaming and hollering, hooting and hollering. I mean, friend banging on the door, think I'm in there killing her. You know what I mean? Which I was with the anaconda. You know what I mean? But I wasn't putting a hand on her. Because like I told you, my mom always told me, never put your hands on a woman. If you want to hurt a woman, you hit in the emotions. You don't hit her physically. Because physical pain only lasts 7 to 10 days, 14 tops. But emotional pain lasts a lifetime. Y'all know, like I was emotionally scarred when my girl left me when I was in prison the first time. And after that, I never got back with trying that relationship crap again. That's why I don't respect them. I love a dog niggas. You know what I mean? Because I've been hurt. I'm going to keep it 100. You know what I mean? But I never bounced back from my hurt. Never bounced back from my hurt. You know what I mean? That's why I don't respect them niggas that always be like, but I love a dog. You love her. Nigga, go make a rap song with somebody else. I don't hear that crap, but you know what I mean? Just screw them and keep it moving. You know what I mean? Sticking and moving. That's how we do it. So that's where we at, But I'm about to tap out. I've been on here long enough. I'm giving y'all too much, man. You know what I mean? I know I'm in the middle of the story, but I just felt like riding and tell you. But anyway, long story short, they go back to Virginia, and they kept calling, wanting to come back down, and once a month I let them come back down if they did real good with with the hustling, and we all made a nice little portion. I bring them down there, let Mom Deuce cook them a big meal. We go swim in my swimming pool jacuzzi. We go hit the Rolex, the Roman pub. Luke's on the beach, Big Daddy's. You know what I mean? Come on, man. We did what we did. You know what I'm saying? So, and let's not forget Fifth Street for the yard man them. Big up to Fifth Street. Big up to Fifth Street. You know what I mean? All right, calm down. Relax. So, they went back and they wanted to come back down. So I just wanted to share this one with you to give y'all a little understanding of what's going on so that, you can't really say nothing because it is what it is. Let me see where we at so I get the right joint here. I want to give y'all a nice outro. You know what I mean? I'm going to show y'all some pictures and all that. Remember to follow my man, Leonardo Corsico, you know what I mean? On Instagram. He got a change.org page at jimmyfingers.com. All you got to do is put free jimmyfingers.com. Free jimmyfingers.com and sign my man petition. Follow me on Instagram at Unique Mecca Audio. My Cash App is on the screen. The game is to be sold, not told. I'm taking y'all on an extravagant, unique ride, and I think that's worth something. I don't care if it's $1, $5 or something. If you ain't got it, you know what I always say, put the old emoji up. It's just as good. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. And Thursday, The Connect over at YouTube. Remember, The Connect with Johnny Mitchell and my man Brian. I gave them exclusive interview. We did something that we're doing for Netflix and all that. And part 2 of the video is out. Part 1 is over there now to see, my life story in a documentary form at The Connect. At The Connect on YouTube. Part 2 is coming out Thursday. Just got off the phone with them. It's 6:30 in the morning and I'm sitting here doing this because I wanted to get y'all this video for 9 o'clock because I've been neglecting you for a couple of days because I just want to take off. You know what I mean? So you already know.
What?
Mecca Audio all day, baby. All right?
Keep it going.
But let me pause for a minute because I want y'all to see, what my homies look like. The big homie, one of the big homies, OG Daniel, got a birthday party this weekend. I don't remember where it's at, but I'm going to put it up on the Instagram. You know what I mean? Because I might be out of town, but Make sure y'all check out my man, OG Daniel got a birthday party Saturday, March 4th. I'm going to find out where it's at, let y'all know in the next video. I'll post it today. I'm going to post it today, just so y'all know. But make sure y'all go support my man, OG Daniel birthday over at, I think it's 133rd and Old Broadway. They call it Skinny's or something like that. I never been there, never heard of it because I've been locked up. But, you know, that's where they're going to be at. Make sure you represent the homie OG Daniel birthday. Jatan doing it with him. Roper Dope doing it with him. It's all family, man. So even if I'm not there, y'all go there, have a good time. Tell them Unique Mecca Audio sent you to party with my man OG Daniel. And big shout out to Lou Sims, my other big brother, Gangster Lou. You know what I mean? Both of them named Lou, so I get it confused. But, you know, Gangster Lou official, that's my brother to the heart. You know what I mean? Just like, you know, Lou Sims, you know what I mean? Then, you know, we got Kevin Childs, you know, we got everybody, man. But go check out my man, OG Daniel birthday. All right?
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca Audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spin a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be whoring uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, you we got a lot to give. Now you trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community yours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the rudiments.